Okay, so it's been a little over 3 months now since Apple released the newest Series 4 Apple Watch. And if you're one of the few people who waited to get the Nike Plus edition, we had to wait a few weeks later to get ours. But after a few weeks of waiting, I got it and I've been wearing it ever since day one. So I felt it would be appropriate to revisit this watch on doing a full in-depth review now since I got to know the watch a lot better. ECG is now enabled and I found a ton of very useful apps that just enhance my overall ownership experience with this Apple Watch. Now a quick background, I've owned the Apple Watch ever since the Series 0 got released. And then I upgraded the Series 0 to the Series 2. I skipped the Series 3 because the performance and speed wasn't enough to really sell me. But the Series 4 on the other hand is significantly quick and better looking to look at. Since Apple actually technically redesigned this one, for once I actually found myself using the integrated apps on my Apple Watch a lot more frequently since the apps literally now take only a couple of seconds to open up. Even switching watch faces before, it used to lag or slow down a little. The Series 4 is a lot more fluid. So just in case you're not familiar with the Series 4 size options, there are now two size options. This one right here is the 44mm size. That does support the previous 42mm Apple Watch bands. And the second size option is the 40mm size Apple Watch, which also supports the previous 32mm bands. So if you previously owned an Apple Watch and you still have some of its bands, you can still equip it on the new one just fine. Now the reason why I went ahead and got the Nike Plus over the standard Space Gray Sport Apple Watch was mainly because for the same price, not only do you get the newest and the same standard Apple Watch faces that the Series Sport Edition comes with, but you get some Nike exclusive watch faces. And since Apple doesn't support third-party watch faces, this was a great way to get more free choices, customization options to choose from, and you also get these cool exclusive colors. And going with the Nike Plus edition, you also get two different bands, sport bands to choose from. You get this reflective band, and you get the last generation, the Series 2 and 3 Nike Plus band with the holes in the middle. The only thing that you really lose is the gold color option if you went ahead and got the Sport. Only the Apple Watch Series Sports are the ones that have that third color option. But if you're thinking about getting the Space Gray or the Silver, consider possibly getting the Nike instead of just the standard one. And if you look in the back, you also get a Nike logo to make sure, verify that it is legit a Nike Plus edition. But currently, if you want to get the reflective band, you will need to buy the Nike Plus Series 4, as they don't sell the black or the white one separately. You could, however, get the reflective band, but it's only going to be in these three weird color options. So if you don't mind the weird color options, all you care for is the reflective band, that's how you could buy it separately. But one thing to note about this reflective band, during the time of ownership with this watch, just like a little over 3 months, the band is already starting to warp. Like, it's starting to stretch and sag. It's not even straight anymore. But once you place this on your wrist, like, it looks normal. It doesn't seem like there's any issues. But already from what I've been seeing, it doesn't look like it's gonna hold up really well in the near future. Other than that, the exterior of this watch body is holding up really well. I do switch cases occasionally when I know I'm gonna go to a place that's rough, like hiking or somewhere in the woods. So I have this SUPCASE that I usually put on. But most of the time I'm switching between this case and this one. This case I reviewed recently on a past video where I reviewed it against other Amazon top selling cases. If you guys are interested in for the best case for the Series 4, I highly advise checking out those two videos. But the reason why I personally like using this case most of the time is that it's super clear. It changes the entire look of the watch, as it gives it like a black stainless steel look, and literally 70% of the Apple Watch is fully covered. But the first two early months with this Apple Watch, I had no case on my watch whatsoever, and it held up really well. I would always train with this watch. I wouldn't even bother taking it off, and there's zero marks or scratches around the screen nor the body. So to be honest, I don't think a case is truly necessary, but it does give you a better peace of mind. So with the Series 4, there's a ton of cool new added features and integrations. The auto detect workout works extremely well. Every time I will go for a quick run, within a minute or so, the watch will then ping you and ask you if you wish to log this run. And then you can easily just preview it, see if everything is correct, and if it is, you can easily just hit start. The watch can automatically detect if you're either running on a treadmill or doing cardio on the elliptical just off of motion. And if you're doing an outdoor run, the watch will also know if you're outdoors. And so far at the end of my workouts, I think this is more accurate than what the machine is telling me. Now in the past, I never bothered using this functionality due to just the inconvenience of just having to launch the app or talk to Siri and let her know to start the workout. So I wouldn't really take advantage of this and log my workouts, but now with this auto detect feature, logging all this information couldn't have been any more easier. But one thing that is still missing, and I hope to see in the near future, would be if it could count and help keep track of reps. And once you're done with your set, it'll be awesome if it could automatically detect when you're done to help pin you to start your next set during your 60 to 30 second rest periods between each workout. And having everything to be logged in on your smartphone, that would be really awesome. Now the Siri's Raise to Speak feature is amazing at first when it actually works, but 50% of the time, Siri would just leave me hanging. And no, I don't mean like internet connection issues. I mean Siri just wouldn't come up at all. This was extremely frustrating, especially in those situations where I'm unable to use my phone and just want to quickly check nearby store hours or just reply to a simple message. So this still needs some improvement. So I think you're just better off holding down the crown because that's a guaranteed respawn. And like previous Apple Watches, the activity rings work extremely well. Nothing really changed here. It still does a great job to help get you off your butt and encourage you to be more active. Now for the battery life though. On my 44mm size Apple Watch, I'm able to easily make it throughout the day under a single charge. And I notice on my non-active days, aka rest days, the watch can easily make it 2 days since it isn't being triggered by active sensors, heart rate sensors, and all that stuff. And then when the watch is below 10%, it usually takes like a good 30-minute charge to put the watch above 70%, and that's more than enough juice to make it through an entire day. So it charges back pretty efficiently. So this by far is the best lasting battery life on a Series Apple Watch yet. And a cool improvement to the Series Apple Watch is the digital crown now gives you haptic feedback, which feels really great and a lot more satisfying when you're scrolling down through your messages or launching apps. The 30% larger screen makes reading and seeing images a lot more easier to view. Oh, and speaking of images, here's a fun little hack I use. With watchOS 5, our watch now supports viewing and navigating URL links. So find an example of how someone could use this. Since Instagram is pulled out of the App Store for the Apple Watch, you could easily send yourself a link via email, text message to yourself. You can literally click on it and you have full access to your Instagram. This is a great walk around if you ever need a browser on demand, since there isn't a Safari yet integrated for the Apple Watch. Now, though my Apple Watch isn't the LTE equipped Apple Watch, this watch is still very independent. If you ever have to leave your phone behind or turn it off to preserve battery life, this watch will actually let you select and connect to Wi-Fi independently, all off the watch settings alone. I usually do this at the gym where I leave my phone in the car to charge, and I would just take simple AirPods with me to stream either Spotify or listen to podcasts off the Apple Watch itself. And if someone messaged me on iMessage or Facebook Messenger, I will still receive the messages. But for me personally, besides the gym, I don't ever find myself leaving my phone behind to really need the LTE option. But depending on your situation, since this watch is a lot more powerful and quicker than before, if you need the LTE connection, I'm sure this watch will be an excellent device if you need to be connected to the internet at all times. But going back to the fitness and health side of things, ECG is an amazing tool to have, and I could definitely see this being a great lifesaver. Although we still have the regular heart rate monitoring system that will notify you if it reads that your heart rate has increased rapidly out of nowhere, but being the only smartwatch with a built-in electrocardiogram, detecting health complications couldn't have been any more easier for anybody to seek medical attention, as you're able to export your results and share them to your doctor. Fall detection is another awesome health tool. that I have to admit I was indeed skeptical at first because I had a fear that I might falsely trigger this on accident, similar to what I did when the iPhone X first got released during the early days of iOS 11. Who remembers that timer?
And call 911, depending on which.
But surprisingly, I haven't yet triggered this, and yes, it is enabled. For those who are unaware, if you're over the age of 65, I believe, this automatically becomes enabled, but if you're under the age, you have to manually go in and enable this. But it turns out, if you really need to falsely trigger this, I encountered a video by the Wall Street Journal who had stunt doubles that demonstrated in order to trigger this, you need to seriously fall down to the floor hard, like injury speed hard. And then the watch will first ask you if you are okay as soon as the fall is detected, and then if you don't respond, it will tap you a few times to try to wake you up just in case you are unconscious, and then it will sound an alarm. If there still isn't a response from you, the watch will then dial 911 and contact your emergency contacts by also sending them your location. This is currently the only smartwatch that's capable of doing such action to help save some lives. So if you're unconscious, if you're like that ad video, if you fell and you can't get up, this watch will watch over you, no pun intended. So tracking heart rate, calories burned, watching over you, this watch is great, but it does everything except for sleep monitoring. Apple hasn't yet integrated a sleep tracking app or feature for the Series Apple Watch, but I did found a very useful third-party one that works extremely well. It's called Sleepwatch. It's absolutely free to download, free to use, and the reason why I personally like using this one over other ones is that similar to like the auto workout detection, this will automatically detect when you're about to fall asleep and will begin counting. Then before on some other apps, you have to manually go in the Apple Watch and let it know that you're about to go to sleep. This one, you don't need to do that. And the app not only monitors your sleeping habits, but it will let you know how long you enter deep sleep. And it also tracks your heart rate. And then thanks to that amazing battery life that you get off the Series 4, when you wake up, you have plenty enough juice to still carry on throughout the entire day. So if you're looking for a sleeping device or something that can make it through the entire night, definitely check out this app. It's perfect with the Series 4. And plus, for whatever reason, it's always good to track your sleeping habits so you can easily see what you can improve to get a better night's sleep. So the new watch faces that the Series 4 come with are overall amazing. Before I would only use the modular one since it was the only one that actually allowed you to place 5 complications. But with the new infographic watch face, not only can I fit 9 if you include the center one, but this watch face is probably one of the only good looking ones that's able to fit so much information in one screen without looking like a weird triangle calculator watch face. And during the California wildfires that we had here, the air quality complication was very useful. And I hope this is going to be the last time I'll ever see this meter go all the way up there on the purple side. But all the other new watch faces that's integrated for the Series 4 all absolutely look incredible, especially with that new gorgeous display. So overall, this watch is amazing. And one thing I noticed, ever since I started releasing my top gaming app games, I noticed more developers are dumping more actually fun games onto this device. If you guys want to go ahead and check out my top favorite gaming apps for the Series Apple Watch, I'll be sure to link that video in the video description, as well as other videos like best apps. And of course, Apple Pay is more supportive than ever before, so this watch is more than just your simple notification device. The speaker is now louder than ever, perfect for making phone calls. The microphone quality is great, as I asked callers on what device they thought I was calling from, and they had no idea I was calling off the watch. They actually thought I was calling directly off the phone. But this by far is the most beautiful, powerful, battery long lasting Apple Watch yet. There's so many different uses for it. It's just overall awesome. So for maybe somebody who's hesitating if they should upgrade from the Series 2, even the Series 3, or maybe you just want to go, you're not sure if you should go all out and pick up the Series 4, I highly recommend getting the Series 4. I mean, it's one amazing device. So there you guys have it. Hope you guys enjoyed this little revisit review of my 3 months and a half, or almost 4 months and a half ownership with the Series 4 Apple Watch. If you guys found this video informative, useful, found my advices and the tips and some things that I learned about this watch informative, definitely do leave this video a big thumbs up. as that not only lets me know, but that also strongly helps support the channel. If you'd like to see more videos like this and you made it this far to the end of the video, you clearly enjoyed my content. So be sure to also subscribe so you don't miss another tech video like this, as I always enjoy sharing pretty much anything tech related with you guys. But now, thank you so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.